National Publicity Secretary of All Progressive Congress, Larry Issa Onilu, has said the ruling party is working on zoning arrangement for the leadership of the Ninth National Assembly. This comes on heel of the alleged plot to alienate Southeast geopolitical zone in the scheme of things within the leadership of the incoming federal legislature. Speaking with newsmen in Abuja, Issa Onilu said the party will soon release the zoning arrangement for the principal position of the incoming National Assembly. He added that the party will also make its position clear on the incoming days on the principal position of the House of Representatives. The position of the Speaker of the House of Representatives is hotly contested by the House Leader Femi Gbajabiamila, Ahmed Idris Wase, Abdulrazak Namda. Others are Mohammed Umar Bango, Babangida Ibrahim, Mukhtar Aliyu Betara. Nigeria and Cameroon troops killed 27 Boko Haram terrorists in a joint clearance operation, destroyed gun truck, recovered arms and ammunition belonging to the terrorists. Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Colonel Sagi Musa, confirmed this in a statement in Abuja. He said the troop encounter the terrorists took place in the north part of Wungo, Tumbuma, Chukun, Gudu, Buka village and Meram villages. He said that no casualty was recorded on the part of Nigerians and Cameroonian forces. Musa listed items recovered as 5 gun truck, 5 AK-47 rifle, 1 automatic revolver grill rifle, 1 G3 rifle, 2 general purpose machine gun, and 2 anti-aircraft guns. He said there were 4 pocket rocket propeller guns. Musa also said coordinated military operation was ongoing, especially in the fringes of Gamburu, Ngala and surrounding areas to deal with the terrorists fleeing from the onslaught of the multinational joint task force. Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari has ordered security chiefs in the state to head field operations in the fight against the bandits. Yari made this known over the weekend while addressing newsmen at the end of the State Security Council meeting, which held at his private residence in Talata Marafa. The report has it that the meeting, which started at the Government House Guest House on Saturday, was concluded on Sunday in Matala Marafa. The governor, who commended the recent ban on the mining activities in the state by the federal government, noted that the ban had further frustrated the bandits and their hiding places. According to him, they realized that there's partnership between the criminal and the miner because some of the kidnapped victims reported that they were kept near mining sites. The state government has never benefited from any royalty or tax from these miners, so they have not contributed anything toward the development of the state, he said.
The Federal High Court in Ikoyi, the Lagos State capital, has remanded the businessman Kajatan Chike Munagulu in prison custody by Justice Saliu Saidu on a 4-count charge bordering on dealing in adulterated and substandard engine oil. The court admitted Munagulu to bail in the sum of 50 million naira and 2 sureties in the like sum. One of the sureties must be a civil or public servant not less than grade level 15 in the employment of the federal or Lagos State government, while the other must be the defendant's relation with landed property within the jurisdiction of the court. Both sureties must deposit their passport photographs with the court, while Munagulu must deposit his international passport with the court registrar. Arguing the bail application, counsel to the first and second defendants, Mike Ozakume, SAN, represented by Goke Olagunlehin, urged the court to grant his client bail, while the Standard Organization of Nigeria prosecution team, Babatunde Olajogun and Adeleke Olofindare, opposed the bail application on the grounds that the first defendant, Chike Monagolo committed another offense during the pendency of the case by breaking and removing the official seal of SON and evacuated 15,000 cartons of suspected adulterated and substandard engine oil, which SON put on hold. Assaulting and beating up SON officials in the course of their lawful duties. The court ordered the counsels for the prosecution and defense to visit the warehouse to ascertain the breaking of the seal or otherwise. The federal government had charged the defendants with 4 counts of production, possession, dealing in and distribution of substandard engine oil. The defendants had pleaded not guilty to the charges. In the charge, the defendants are accused of committing the offences at Aspanda Trade Fair Complex, Lagos, Ibadan Expressway between December 12 and 13, 2018. The matter was adjourned to 20th May 2019 for commencement of trial.
Yoruba Council of Elders and Ohanaeze Ndigbo have renewed call for restructuring and creation of state police in order to effectively tackle the rising insecurity in the country. Secretary General of the Yoruba Council Elders, Dr. Kunle Olajide, in an interview, said the banditry, kidnapping, other criminal activities which were on increase in many parts of the country were caused by poor economic situation in the country. Olajide urged President Muhammadu Buhari to implement the National Conference report of 2014, saying there was some solution in the report which could be used to address the insecurity problem in the country. Also, the publicity secretary of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Uche Achi Okapa, in a separate interview said restructuring was the solution to the numerous problems facing Nigeria. He, however, said President Muhammadu Buhari would not heed to the call of restructuring because the president has shown disdain for the advocate of restructuring. The Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization declined the resurgence in killing, banditry, kidnapping in some part of the country after the general election. The organization called for the establishment of regional and state police to tackle the menace, even as it attributes the wanton killing that has gone for years without any solution in sight to the failure of the current leadership and partisans of the security agencies. The federal government has given assurance that there was no plan to remove subsidy for now, just as queue emerged in filling stations in some part of the country. Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed said this during the ministerial press briefing at the 2019 International Monetary Fund and World Bank Spring meeting in Washington. The Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udo Duma, and the Governor of Central Bank, Godwin Emefiele, were also in attendance. Recall that the Managing Director, International Monetary Fund, Christine Lagarde, has last week called on the federal government to remove fuel subsidy, saying it was the right thing to do. Lagarde had said that with the low revenue mobilization that existed in Nigeria in terms of tax to gross domestic product, it was important for the country to remove fuel subsidy and move available funds into improving health, education, and infrastructures, among others.
Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has commenced 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) nationwide. Ben Television monitored some centers in Abuja on the first day of the exam and observed that majority of the candidates arrived early with their exam slips and were promptly verified. JAMB had warned that only candidates verified by biometrics would be allowed into the exam hall. We spoke with some of the candidates after the exam on how they feel and challenges they encounter during the exams. They said,
I would like them to improve in their calculator because they are science students that need to go on some further calculation, and the calculator there is just a simple and simplified calculator. We need scientific calculator for science students, and they need to improve in the timing for science students because the science students and the art and commercial are not doing the same thing. So they have to adjust and make the things equalize and equal.
Actually, some people's system were not working at first, but due to the supervisor's help, everything was okay.
I would say it was fun though, because it's my first time of me writing JAMB, but it was kind of tough. But we are believing God that when the result is out, we'll do good because of what we wrote. Because I believe in what I wrote and I'm believing God.
I would advise them to, accommodate more students that are registering. And when they are giving us, they should give us the syllabus, not giving us a plate that is not working, just inside the disk and just see if I visually impaired somebody, just signify. Instead of at least giving us the syllabus to read about and so that you will know where to go. And again, if you go to register for JAMB, she'll ask you if you want to take mock. Because in my center where I registered, they didn't ask me if I want to take mock. And I heard that some students take mock and I didn't know.
Ben TV crew, on getting to Briggs Academy Jabi Abuja, observed that the exam could not hold as a result of fire outbreak on the system. Some candidates narrate their ordeal.
And before I noticed this place, I spent a lot of money. Reaching here, they say that they are not going to write it, that the computer have problem. And again, as we came, we stand here almost how many hours. Up to now, they are telling us that we should just go home, that the JAMB will not hold again. We just spend our money, spend everything. After the end of the day now, we just see that the JAMB, you will not write it. Some of the students that came, they say that their system shuts down when they are writing, that they did not even finish what they are writing, that their system shut down, that they are just complaining that the place is small, that this place is not centered, that let them change this place, that let them set the JAMB center here again.
When I came here this morning actually, I came with my uncle, so when we came, we saw people queuing up. They said those are the people that are supposed to write exam this morning around 7. So they entered and they said we that are supposed to write around 9, we should go to the back and sit down there and wait for them to come out. Then along the line, we just heard noise from the hall and they said it was fire outbreak. Then people that were inside came out and that was how the whole place turned upside down. And said, yes, and they said we should go, that in the next 2 hours they will text us.
A candidate in the center told Ben Television that a self-acclaimed professor was arrested in the center after he was caught trying to assist a student.
We lined up for the thumbprint, so the registrar from the headquarters came and told us to stop the thumbprint because there was a fire outbreak and there was a problem which a person called Professor, I don't really know his name, but he claimed that he was a professor from one university. He came to write exam for another student, but he was caught and taken. So they stopped us and cancelled the exam for today. They were going to reschedule our time, date and venue again. So we are still waiting for them to send us a text message or through our email, or they will call us.
To some parents who we are seeing around the exam centers, said the exam body need to address the issue of posting students on centers that is not close to their home.
At least our problem now they should place the children at the center that is close to where they reach, or close to our destination. Like we are coming all the way from Biaji across Kubwa. This is my first time being to this place. We spend so much money to locate the place. Why we register in Kubwa? So in subsequent registration, if they can place children close to where they registered, that will be accessible for the student to write their JAMB. I think that's my suggestion.
They did not start on time. My son went in, the exam is supposed to start by 9, but they were told that it will start by 10. I don't know why they hold up, but in their sleep, they said that it start on time. We were here before the time, so I would like them, whatever that made it to not to start on time, for them to, try to change it, because we parents that are waiting for our children, we have other things to do, and we want it to be, for them to be on time so that we can be able to do other things.
Over 1.8 million registered candidates are expected to write JAMB across the nation. In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
Edo State government has temporarily shut down 4 Chinese company premises to pave way for dialogue in dispute between the companies and their host communities in Koba or Kaluku government area of the state. It also orders staffs of the respective company to stay clear of the premises until the matter are resolved. The affected company are Time Ceramic, Strigents Glass Company, Rottingard Aluminium Company, Watson Industry Limited. The community leader has raised an alarm that the company were not abiding by the agreement contained in the Memorandum of Understanding signed with the community. A statement signed by the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, media aide Kruse Osage, said the leaders of government enforcement team and director of environment, Governor Ebon in the State Ministry of Environment and Sustainability, said the government has strictly to sustain peaceful coexistence between the company and their host community. He explained that the intervention was aimed at inviting the community leaders to the companies for dialogue so as to resolve the differences amicably. Meanwhile, the public relations officers of the Rotterdam Aluminium Company, who identified himself as Bunk, denied the allegation, saying the company maintained a good relationship with the community leaders.
The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has put Nigeria's foreign debt at $25.27 billion. The figure is contained in the NBS Nigeria domestic and foreign debt data for fourth quarter of 2018 posted on its website. According to the data, disaggregation of Nigeria's foreign debt showed that $11.01 billion of the debt was multilateral. The Bureau further said that $34.63 billion was bilateral from Agence Française de Développement (AFD) and another $2.75 billion bilateral from the Chinese Exim Bank, Japanese International Cooperation Agency (KfW Development Bank) and India. In addition, the report said $11.17 billion was commercial, which were basically Eurobond and diaspora bonds. In the report, Lagos State has the highest foreign debt profile among the 36 states and FCT accounting for 5.64%. Edo was the second state highest debt accounting for 1.09%, followed by Kaduna 0.90% and Cross River with 0.75%. Similarly, the Bureau said total domestic debt was 16.63 trillion naira in the quarter under review. It said Lagos State accounted for 3.19% of the total domestic debt stock, while Yobe State had the least debt stock with 0.17% to the total domestic debt stock.